All right, let's dive into a story that kicks off with a crime, but believe me, it ends with an absolutely unforgettable act of grace. We're talking about Langston Hughes's classic, Thank You, Ma'am, and it is just this incredible lesson in kindness, dignity, and, the total surprise of getting a second chance when you least expect it.
And boom, we are dropped right into the middle of the action. Seriously, there's no gentle lead in here. The story just kicks off with this shocking and, honestly, kind of comical confrontation. A kid tries to snatch a purse, and it ends not with him running away, but with him flat on his back. So, let's set the scene. It's late at night. You've got a woman walking all by herself. A boy sees his chance, tries to steal her purse. But what happens next? Well, it's something neither of them could have ever seen coming. This is so much more than just a failed mugging. It's the beginning of a life-changing lesson.
Okay, just look at the contrast Hughes sets up right away. On one side, you've got Mrs. Luella Bates Washington Jones. I mean, what a name. She's this large, formidable, solid presence. And on the other, you've got Roger. The story calls him frail and willow-wild. I mean, the kid's basically a twig. The power dynamic here is completely lopsided from the get-go.
And her reaction? It's just incredible. She doesn't scream for help. She doesn't run away. Nope. She grabs the kid, shakes him till his teeth rattle, and takes complete control. And by making him pick up the very purse he just tried to steal, well, she's already flipping the script, isn't she? This isn't victim and criminal anymore. It's more like a very stern teacher and a student who's in big trouble.
So, right here, this is the story's first huge turning point. I mean, the logical next step is to call the cops, right? That's what you'd expect. But Mrs. Jones, she does something completely different. She just veers away from punishment and heads straight for compassion.
And this is it. This is the moment of truth. She puts the choice squarely in his hands. It's a test, and you can just feel the tension. What is this terrified kid gonna say? Seriously, what would any of us say in that moment?
You gotta love this exchange. He's totally honest, probably just out of sheer terror, and says, yes'm. And her response, it's not anger. It's this practical, almost funny bit of logic. She's like, okay, you're honest about running, so I'm not gonna let you go. It's the perfect justification for what she's about to do next.
And just like that, her whole focus shifts. It's not about the stolen purse anymore. It's about his face being dirty. She looks at him and doesn't see a criminal. She sees a kid who needs taking care of. Taking him home to wash his face, I mean, that's a choice to care, not to condemn. It's just a stunning moment of grace. Okay, so now we follow them inside, into her small room. And this is where things get really interesting, where the dynamic totally deepens. He's not just some punk on the street anymore. Now he's a boy in a stranger's house, and he's about to face a completely different kind of test. The door was open. Just four simple words, but wow, do they carry a ton of weight. She doesn't lock him in. She doesn't even close the door. The path to freedom, to escape, is wide open. The choice to run or to stay is now 100% his. And you can just feel the storm that's raging inside Roger's head. That repetition, run, run, run. It feels like his own heartbeat, just pounding away with fear and confusion. Every single instinct in his body must be screaming at him to get out of there.
And this is the ultimate act of trust. Think about it. She leaves her purse, the thing he literally just tried to steal, sitting right there on the daybed. She turns her back. She's basically making herself completely vulnerable on purpose. She's giving him a chance, an opportunity to prove that trusting him isn't a mistake.
And that's the switch. That's the transformation. Right there. Her trust is what changes everything. It's not fear of getting caught that's keeping him there anymore. It's this new, kind of fragile feeling. This desire to be worthy of her trust. He wants to be the person she seems to think he is. So this incredible act of trust, it leads us right to the emotional heart of the whole story. As they sit down and share a simple meal, just some lima beans and ham, that wall between them just melts away, and they find this common ground, this shared humanity. So you might be wondering, why did he even try to steal her purse in the first place? Well, it was for a pair of blue suede shoes. That's it. It's such a simple teenage desire, you know? It wasn't about being evil or needing food. He just wanted something nice. And that's something I think a lot of us can relate to, right? It immediately makes his crime feel, well, more human. Man, Mrs. Jones is so shark here.
She knows exactly what he's thinking, what we're all thinking. She knows we expect her to say she's better than him, that she's never done anything wrong, but she just challenges that whole idea head on, and she is about to completely shatter that illusion. And this line, for me, this is the most powerful line in the whole story. She says, "I have done things too." She's not excusing what he did, not at all, but she's putting herself right on his level. She's admitting she's not perfect either. In this one moment, she's not a victim, she's not a saint, she's just another person who knows what it's like to want things you can't have. And that's how she does it. She just talks to him. She shares these little details about her job at a hotel beauty shop. She's treating him like a guest with real dignity. She's talking to him, not down to him. And with that food and conversation, she's giving him back the humanity he lost out there on the sidewalk. All right, so we're reaching the end of the story now, and Mrs. Jones has one last lesson for Roger. And it's a big one. It's not just about a gift of money. It's really an investment in his future, in his dignity. She gives him $10, which, hey, is enough for those blue suede shoes. But let's be clear, she is not rewarding him for trying to rob her. What she's doing is giving him a way to get what he wanted, without having to steal. She's empowering him to make a better choice next time. And listen to the piece of wisdom she gives him along with the money. Shoes come by devilish like that will burn your feet. It's such a powerful metaphor, right? If you get things the wrong way, they're only going to bring you pain. That's a lesson about integrity he'll remember long after those $10 are gone. And her very last words to him, she tells him to behave himself, and she calls him son. Think about that. It's this final, caring, almost motherly act. She's not sending him away with a threat. She's sending him away with a simple, hopeful instruction for the rest of his life. And Roger, he's just speechless. The sheer weight of her kindness is so huge that a simple thank you just doesn't cut it. It feels totally inadequate. You know he's been changed by this whole thing, even if he can't find the words for it yet. But we can feel it. For maybe the first time, he's actually been seen. And that's really what Langston Hughes leaves us with, isn't it? This story, it's timeless. It asks us to look past the surface, past the crime, past the dirty face, and to really think about the power of one single act of trust, one moment of compassion. It challenges all of us, really, to ask ourselves, when we look at another person, what do we choose to see?